So hi, welcome to the Good Noise Podcast. I'm Shane.
I'm Glory.
And we're here with...
I'm Noel.
I'm Donnie.
Lalo, we're Grumpster.
We're going to ask him some questions today about the new album, Fever Dream. So congrats on that, by the way. How do you feel about the response to it so far?
Thank you.
Thank you. Pretty stoked.
Yeah, I'm excited.
It's been great.
It came out like a few days, weeks, maybe a week
Maybe 2
before
weeks.
we hit the road. So by the time we started playing shows, people had some time to listen to it, and it's been cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Hell yeah. The album was very good.
Yeah, album rocks.
Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm. So is there any meaning behind the album title or cover art?
Yeah, we named the album named it after the title track, which is also called Fever Dream. Kind of just because I feel like that song hits on all the points that the rest of the album is about. So to just kind of like put it all under the same umbrella term seemed to make the most sense.
And I think the art's kind of just inspired off of the name, and like the guy who did it, we just sent him a bunch of concept stuff, and then he took a good listen to the album, looked at lyrics, and then came up with the art. So I think it's a good representation of the music. Yeah.
All right. Very
For
cool.
sure. Love it.
So can you guys tell us a little bit about your writing process for this album?
Yeah, definitely. We started writing it like right when all the pandemic stuff started happening. Because we had tours lined up, and obviously we couldn't do that. So we were like, well, what else are we going to do other than write music?
Yeah.
So we kind of headed it in and just started focusing on it every day, like on our own, and then practice every week. And just slowly but surely started piecing together an album.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we really we were our own bubble through that. I saw
That's
these
true.
guys more than I saw my parents through most of the quarantine. So
Oh,
I think
wow.
we were all just either at home thinking about stuff or at the practice spot with each other, like
Yeah.
figuring it out.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so you guys never did like the Zoom FaceTime meetings. You guys always just met up at a practice space.
Yeah.
We have a lockout spot, so like no one really else is in there, and it was we were able to do it responsibly, so that's what we did.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right.
Yeah, I'm happy you guys were able to do that. That's awesome. So what song off this album took the longest to write, and which one is each of your own personal favorites?
Let's start with longest.
Longest to write
Spiders,
was definitely Spiders
Because
because
it changed a couple times.
it was like a completely different song when we first wrote it,
Yeah.
and it went through like so many changes.
Yeah.
So that one was definitely like, it was a song, then we ripped it apart and it wasn't anymore, and then it
Yeah.
was, and then we had to rip it apart again. So
my God.
Same with Crash, like that a little bit too.
that's true.
Crash we had to
Yeah.
piece together a bit
In a bunch of
too.
different ways, yeah.
Yeah.
And then favorite song.
I have a tie.
Well,
Picture and Better Than Dead.
so I think same
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
I really like, as far as like playing, I really enjoy playing Fever Dream and Looking Good.
Yeah.
Those are my two
Yeah,
favorite
they are
songs to
fun.
play.
Yeah, those are fun.
All right. Good picks.
Sure.
So how'd the track list for the album come about? Did you guys write the opener be the opener, closer be a closer, just shuffle around, see what fits? What was that process like?
Oof.
For figuring out the track listing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we kind of just write them, and then you start to envision them in different kind of positions on the album. I think sometimes we'll start writing a song, and in your head you're like, oh, this could be a really good opener to the song, or this could be a really good last song. But you never know until the very end,
Yeah.
after it's
Hear 'em
recorded.
all.
Yeah, once you
Next
have
to
them
each
all
other.
like mixed, recorded,
yeah.
and like ready to go, then you can really like, because that's what we did too. Like once it was done being recorded, we all like made our own little playlists in different orders and kind of sat with each one until we found a track listing that we felt was the best.
Yeah.
But Mirrors, I think, was initially going to be like
In
the
the
center
middle.
song or something like
Yeah.
that. Like we definitely had plans, but
Yeah.
None
Yeah,
of them
didn't.
ended up
Fair enough.
so much.
So would you be able to tell us where your headspace is at while you're creating this record?
That's a good one. I think each of us would probably be different.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I mean, it's hard for me. It's kind of stereotypical, but I just play the drums, so it's not it's not
That's true.
it's more about the feel than being like cerebral for me as far as like the way that I write and play the music. So yeah, I was in a good headspace, I guess is what I can say really. But
That's good.
I think for
Good,
me,
yeah.
like a lot of it was just like Yeah, I think for me, like a lot of it was like just frustration of not being able to do anything,
For real.
and not being able to play music live. So I was just like trying to scratch that itch as much as I could with writing. I think like a little bit of anger and frustration, and that I think definitely comes out a little bit in there.
Yeah.
And you can kind of hear it's like a slightly more aggressive album, I think, than the last one.
Yeah.
Because I was just, I was frustrated, and all I could do was write because you can't play shows. So
Yeah.
I think that's where I was at.
Yeah, it was really stressful. I agree with all those points. I was also doing a lot of self-reflection, which also is pretty enraging. So that contributes to some of the aggression on there.
Mhm.
And also, like, I was just trying to write what I thought our next album should sound like, so I was definitely using that and kind of like going a little bit further than things on Underwhelmed.
So when you're writing, you have like a sound in mind for like the next record, like before there's even like, were there instrumentals when you were writing, or like writing your lyrics? Or were you just writing with like ideas in your head of like what you wanted the instrumentals to sound like?
Sometimes there is. I usually always write lyrics like either after instrumentals are done or like while hashing something out on a guitar. So usually like I know what the song sounds like already, and then it's just putting the vocals on top of it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
So how do you guys recommend your fans to listen to this album for the first time? Should they do it in the car with friends, at dark with headphones on? Is it a workout album, party album? What do you guys personally recommend?
For me, I say workout. I say go on a nice run. Yeah, that's a little. I did that a lot when we were working through it.
I say go for a speed walk and listen to it. That's where I love to listen to album.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I would say like put on some like mood lighting.
Oh, nice.
Maybe like enjoy a safe adult inhaled plant.
Okay.
Okay.
Just really get into it and just kind of sit with it. I think that's the best way to enjoy it, and loud too.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Perfect. So this one should be super, super quick. Off the top of your heads, I want you guys to describe this album for new listeners in 3 words. 3 words each, no more, no less.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
3 words each. I'm gonna start.
Cool.
Is that cool?
Yeah,
All right.
off the top of our heads.
Yep. Here we go. Fun, loud, fast.
There you go.
Perfect.
Mine was exciting, sad, and I don't know, it's a little aggressive.
There you go.
There you go. That's it.
I would say, I know, I was like, is that the word? I would say like fast, emotional, and like a little weighted.
Okay.
Smart.
Perfect. I love
All
that
right.
one.
So in that same train of thought, is there a certain feeling or emotion you want listeners to have while going through the album?
I don't necessarily want them to feel all the things that the album discusses, but I want them to like listen to it and be like, wow, I experienced that too.
Yeah.
That makes me feel so much better about it.
I think like it should be cathartic. I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the word
Okay.
that I was describing.
All right.
Love it. So what is your favorite memory that you made while creating this album?
For me, I mean, obviously the recording itself was always extremely fun, but I think like because we produced it with Chris #2 from Anti-Flag, and I think going back to the Airbnb and just like bonding always created like such an important kind of wind down each night, and also kind of set you up for the next day to go in and focus. Because we would usually get home to the Airbnb, talk a little bit about what we did that day and what we might want to do tomorrow,
And then we would just
we would just like relax, play board games, hang out, play video game, have a beer, whatever. And then just kind of really go in the next day fresh. I think it was like those off times, kind of reflecting on the day, was my favorite part.
Yeah, I can agree with that for sure. I think the act of recording the album and being really like being immersed in it, like it wasn't a thing where we would each go home to our respective places and then come back. It was like we were, all of us that were in it 100%, like for the 10, 14 days that we had the studio booked, which was a really cool experience. And I think it shows, that it was very like collaborative, and there was like a vision that we were all working towards.
Yeah, I'm just gonna agree with both of them because I essentially have the same answer. I don't know what I could add to make it seem even better.
Okay, fair enough. So you guys are currently on tour, so we have to ask, what's been the go-to snack for you guys when you go to the gas station?
Oh man, today I was proud of myself and I got a granola bar and 2 bananas, and I was feeling really good because it wasn't like a junky snack. I was like, sometimes you feel like you're dying out here.
They looked like good bananas too.
They were hella.
Yeah, they like. I
both
saw them and I was like, those are like good gas station
Yeah.
bananas. They
Okay,
just
good.
look-
Yeah, you got lucky there.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of the good old fashioned 2 for $3 gas station hot dog.
Huge fan.
Wrong answer.
Dude, I slowed down on it the second half of the tour because I've been walking by them now and I'm like,
It was getting out of hand.
I can't. It was getting a little
The
out
poor
of hand,
green room
so I'm-
bathrooms.
Now I'm like doing cashews and like a Gatorade or something.
Bathrooms across the country also with our squad. Man.
Yeah, it's,
For me, I like to mix it up with the snack itself, but the drink is pretty consistent. I always get an energy drink because I drive a lot,
Mhm.
and this is my favorite one.
Sponsor us.
Yeah, this is great.
All right.
Mhm. Perfect. So on the topic of food, if the band was a dish, what dish would the band be?
The band.
I think we would be something where it's like there's something with another thing and then a side of blank. So each one of us would be.
I don't know. I think you're just
You're overthinking it.
you're changing the scope of the answer.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
It's
it'd be
whatever you
something-
make of it.
It's a
Yeah.
it's a dish. It's a plate. Whatever's on the
Mhm.
plate, however it's split up, that's fine.
People have said buffets before, so we don't really mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
cheating, but no.
I
This
wanna
isn't a
say
question
we're
we're
a-
going to fight over.
No.
We might just be like a classic cookout barbecue spread.
Ooh, that's fun.
You know, burgers, dogs, vegan options.
True coleslaw,
Coleslaw.
shit like that.
Yeah, maybe.
My
Chips.
first thought was like some kind of ice cream
Oh,
Ooh.
for some reason I thought of lasagna.
with like.
I also
It's
thought lasagna.
Are you just hungry?
Maybe
I was thinking like
there's no reason for it.
an ice cream with like cool things in it, like chunks and stuff.
Ooh, oh,
Ooh.
like those like frozen yogurt places.
Oh, like
where
a
you can get all
cold
the
stone or like a
toppings.
cold stone thing where it's like,
Like a Ben and Jerry's with like
okay.
you know.
Mhm.
I can't think of what it's in it though. You know those like the core?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Yum.
Oh, like
Yeah.
the cookie dough core one?
Yes.
Yeah, or like a chocolate
Yeah.
core, like a fudge core.
Oh,
That's cool.
Ooh.
And then like and little chunks of like
cookie dough.
cherries and like
Oh,
crazy stuff.
Yum.
You know.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yep, that'd be lit.
All right.
Okay.
We can.
All right. I love that.
Yeah.
Yep. So for the last couple of questions, we're going to shift completely away from music and go straight to death row.
Boom.
So if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink?
Oh,
I think we actually talked about
yeah,
this
in the van.
just as far as like van time.
Mhm.
what do I love more than anything?
Oh,
else?
I already
I
know.
know what mine is. Yeah.
What?
Ribeye, steak, mashed potatoes, Brussels sprouts, glass of red wine.
Nice. That's pretty good.
I love Brussels sprouts. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice roasted Brussels sprouts.
I think mine would be like specifically my mom has to make it, just like a roasted chicken with like pilaf, some Brussels sprouts, her gravy, and then like a Coke or something.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
I would have a coffee for my drink. I love coffee. That's what
Right
I want
before
to
you
take
die.
off. Yeah. Iced Americano
Decaf, or you want to just
No,
be like
Americano
awake?
specifically.
Mhm.
That's the coffee drink. And then for a meal, I would probably do some kind of like egg breakfast dish. I love that shit. Eggs with like potatoes and shit, some
Yeah.
toast, put like jam on it.
Chilaquiles, maybe?
Oh yeah,
yeah,
actually.
Something like that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's perfect.
Absolutely.
I love it. So
I'd have
if you could,
breakfast.
yeah, I was gonna say you got coffee and then eggs, potatoes. That's,
Yeah.
I mean, it's the best meal of the day. So
Right?
True.
So
Yeah.
good.
I guess it depends what time you're going in.
I don't care what time.
so if you could live in one fictional world for a week, where would you live?
For 1 week?
I know
I
where.
think this was also
I
a
know
band,
where.
like
I would live wherever Spirited Away takes place.
Pretty good.
It's a good one.
Ooh. Mhm.
I'd live in like the Pokemon universe.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's a good pick.
make some friends. Yeah.
For a week.
Which is cool too. You just like
It's
low
low
commitment,
commitment.
yeah.
Jinx.
Mhm.
I would say Star Wars, but there's a lot of like sad stuff
Exactly.
going on
That's
in
why
there.
Pokemon's like
You know, it's like too real.
pretty loud.
I'd rather go to like where the hobbits live. What's the place?
Oh,
with
the
little-
Shire?
The Shire.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Shire.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be there for sure.
Yeah.
Alright.
That shit happens here too, though. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, the Shire stays like peaceful. It's just like literally everywhere around it is kind of like, on fire at all times. Yeah.
I have the honor of asking the last question, and every single person that we've spoken to have said that it is the most important question. What's your favorite color?
Ooh. Oh,
Green.
I would say I usually say black, but I guess it's not a color. So second in charge is red.
Okay.
Second in line.
Second George. For sure.
I know. I was
Yeah.
like,
I would say, is black really not a color?
Not really.
I've been called on it before, so
I
it's
like
good to have it back.
I like navies, aqua-y, kind of darker, like blues and greens are my favorite.
Ooh,
Okay. All right.
all good picks.
So as I said, that's all the questions we have today. Is there anything that you guys would like to plug?
Oh,
Listen to the album.
listen
Yeah.
to the album.
Order the album.
We're finishing tour right now. We're going on tour again in
Come
September.
see us. We would love to
Come
see
us
everyone.
on tour. It's fun.
It is a good time.
That's it. We just want to see as many people and play for as many people as we can. So if you hear this, look out for us. Hopefully we'll be in your city.
I don't know.
All
That's
right.
funny.
Well, thank you for styling. This guy's been Grumpster, and we have been the Good Noise Podcast.